Welcome to episode 12 of Why the Hell Are We Watching This? I think it's episode 12, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm not sure.
Today we're talking about travel. We have a special guest with us. His name is Kiki. He's been a lot of places.
Yeah, dog. I've been traveling around the world because I have rich parents.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we also have our hosts, YODR, Joodough,
It's the one-stop shop to Wonderland.
and Alex,
I'm with YODR on this issue.
as well as myself, Null Toxicity. So yeah, I want to talk about going places that you don't live and seeing them. What do you guys have to say about that?
Well, I know a good amount of us have frequented Summoner's Rift. I feel like it's a very good vacation location.
Yeah, it's
So 5 out of 5 recommend.
yeah, I'd give it a good
I'm of a twisted
For me,
Treatment kind
since
of guy.
I've only traveled to one place in my life, or to a different state, everything else seems like it's fake. Sometimes I wonder if you guys are even real, because I've never been to Pennsylvania or.
I know. He's on to us.
I wanted to name everything else, and I just didn't feel like it.
You're
I feel you.
trying to dox me? Is that what you're trying to do right now?
Hey,
Yeah, you
man,
ever just sit down and wonder-
you didn't have to say it was you.
I mean, I
Man.
didn't.
Just gotta wonder if Japan's real sometimes. There's no confirmation. Except now we do have confirmation. Kiki
yeah.
from Japan.
Kiki.
What the fuck?
No,
Is it
no.
real?
How can I know Japan's real if I haven't met Kiki in real life?
Oh shit, you're right.
It's true.
Shit.
We're all in a simulation, but that's another episode entirely. Kiki, how was Japan? What led you to go to Japan?
Straight to the point.
It was okay, I guess. No,
Yeah.
Sick.
Uh-huh.
Just
me
what
and
I
my-
expected out of Japan.
Shut up. Me and my friend in high school, we were both big weeaboos. And then we started looking at tickets online, and we're like, oh, they're only like $400. And
shit.
so we went there, and it was a great time. And then we went there
Yeah.
again, and now I love it. It's my favorite place in the world.
Did you Shabeti Muscat the language?
Sorry?
Could you get around? Do you have a tour guide?
No.
How's the sushi?
No.
You go to a brothel?
Shut up.
Did you
How's
do any?
Akihabara?
Did you pick up any schoolgirls?
Not schoolgirls, but I did pick up
Oh,
girls.
shit.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
feel any-
Kiki, you showed me like a vlog your
Yeah.
friends did.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a
Can,
we had
can
a
we link it?
GoPro.
Can we link it?
Sure, but it's in French and
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
cares?
Yeah, sure.
We don't care.
Do
Yeah.
you think
it
the
doesn't
anime
matter.
watchers watch the Japanese in English dub? They watch it in its original Japanese audio.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you gotta put fan subs on your vlog.
All right.
Yeah, dude, we'll definitely put your vlog and your freaking SoundCloud.
Oh
in
no.
the description.
Big
Very
mistake.
important.
Big mistake.
Yeah. So, what was like? Was that the first time you'd gone traveling, or have you gone
No.
anywhere else?
I've been all over the place. So yeah, I said I have pretty well off parents, and every summer for like a good 10 years we just go to some place, like look around.
Whoa.
So I've
Can
been
you list
to.
off the places you've been to?
Oh god,
Other than
I'm
Japan.
gonna I'm gonna sound like a twat.
Who cares?
I've been to Spain, Portugal, England, Wales. Pretty sure I've been to Germany, Austria.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I've been to Morocco, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria,
What the fuck?
Costa Rica.
Isn't that
You're getting pretty
like
close to the
all
African side of
Europe?
things.
Yeah.
That's all like Europe. You can walk there. So we can't-
I've been to the
I mean-
Czech Republic too. It was pretty cool.
Right down the street is Spain.
Has anyone else like been out of their respective country? I know you have, Alex.
Yeah.
I sure have.
I have not. Neither has YODR.
No.
I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
But I would like to go out of the country. What's international travel look like for you guys, specifically going out of America and going out of Germany?
Well, Kiki just listed off all his stuff, so I can just do it too. I was in Croatia, in Russia, in France, in Belgium, and in England, and that's it. I think.
And you didn't come to France. How dare you?
Oh, I said France, I think. But
I
I was
didn't.
there for a class trip.
Oh, good.
Is there like any weird customs stuff that you have to deal with? Like, is it a pain in the ass getting out of your country?
No, because it's all in Europe.
Okay. Well, what about in
We
America,
can
Joodough?
do it pretty easily, like cross borders.
Okay.
All right.
What about leaving America, Joodough? How is that as far as I
Did
don't
we
know,
lose Joodough? No.
the actual process goes?
Yeah, most notably, I've been when I was pretty young. I think about 5 or 6, maybe even 4. I went to China for like a few months, I think, and then I met all my ancient Chinese ancestors who shook their heads in disapproval upon seeing the thing that I would become. But I remember that going through customs back then was all right, except for one thing, and I'm still fucking pissed about it today. That when I was coming back from China, I had bought like these toy handcuffs on like a street market because they're really funny, and I'd like handcuff myself together and it'd be very exciting. You know, unlocking some foreign territory.
I can see why your ancestors just nodded, just like disapproved of you.
They had good reason to, but when I was going through customs, they fucking like ripped them off of me, and they're like, "No, you can't take these handcuffs." I was like this 5-year-old kid with like these handcuffs, and they're made out of like cheap fucking plastic. They're probably hollow, and they fucking robbed them. So yeah, they're not friendly.
Wait,
to
you didn't get them back?
fun. No, I didn't get them back. They just take
What
them.
the fuck?
That's it. That was the end of the line.
Give fuck. Your parents probably paid them to take them away from you. Like,
I got fucked pretty hard, and
I don't want them to bring that garbage back.
I made a show about it. But yeah, other than like flying China, I've been on 2 cruises actually. Very very bourgeois of me. But I've been on 2 cruises, and one of them was from here to Alaska. So that doesn't count as, out of country, but it might as well be.
Yeah.
Kind of. I went on a cruise to Alaska and we saw a bunch of glaciers. That was sick. That was when I was like 10. And then like 4 years ago, I went on a cruise down the opposite direction, and my stops were Mexico, then Belize, then Honduras, and I think it was in that order. Those were both good times, and I can get into those later. But yeah, traveling by plane was all right. Traveling by cruise ship was also all right, but I can talk about like the difference in quality depending on which company you go with. But I've also traveled in country. Yeah, in country a good amount.
Yeah, we could talk about in-country travel a little bit, because it's like different for like America versus Europe, because Europe is like fucking. If I leave Pennsylvania, that amount of distance is like if I were leaving Germany. So it's like
traveling across America, it might as well be like traveling across countries if you go the furthest distance.
And your trip to China, that was pre 9/11, right?
Yeah. Wait, no, post.
Post 9/11, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like.
God, you guys are fucking young as shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't Joodough 47?
No, if it was pre, they would have let me take the handcuffs on.
Oh yeah, you're right. little Chinese boy hijacks plane with plastic handcuffs.
Sometimes I
Crashes
wonder.
it into an elementary school.
Sometimes I wonder how Null feels podcasting with us.
What? That's neither here nor there. What?
No, I'm just wondering. I know it's not part of the topic.
We can do a podcast on podcasts in the future, and I'll reveal my
we have
true
that written
feelings.
down in our Google Docs file.
Yes, it's in the works. We can get all the people on it, like 15 people.
We should get the whole PCP on it.
Yes, all of them.
Even the former members.
Yes, we gotta get Sai on here.
Wait, he's still a member though.
Easy.
That doesn't matter either. Traveling is cool though. Yeah, traveling countries. Talk about airplanes and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we got to get the PCP part of this because they travel to hang out together.
They had an episode about travel.
Oh no. Do they?
What do you guys think of airplanes?
I was scared of them a lot when I was a kid.
No,
Romantic and
that's sick.
exciting, yet extremely expensive.
Fucking scary.
I only knew they flew over me.
I've only gone on one airplane in my life, and it was last year. Or this year. It was
This
in
year.
January.
What was it for?
I flew to Boston. So, like,
Oh.
actually, like, a very small flight. But, like, prior to that, all my traveling was done by car, via, like, road trip, or by train.
Man, there's nothing like the first time flying and you have those inevitable thoughts of what if the plane fucking crashes and you imagine this exact scenario.
I still have them.
Yeah, the plane.
I-
good
the
time.
plane
See,
is
I
just the
don't-
metal tube in the sky.
See, I
Joodough.
never got that because like I just never thought about it. Like
Really?
while I was on the
You're
airplane,
not smart enough.
I'm looking out the window and I'm just
Consider
like,
it.
oh look, we're inside the clouds. Oh look, we're above the cloud level. That's pretty cool. This looks beautiful. But like other than that, I never sat there and thought like, oh, what if we all die?
But did you get big turbulence? Did the plane ever like do the fucking like the Macarena in midair?
Yeah, we got a little bit of turbulence.
You didn't think that then?
I mean, that's the same as like driving really fast in a car and
Yeah,
it hits your car in a weird way.
Yeah, I
Never
get that
thought-
feeling too when it
You
happens.
never thought about. You never thought like, wow, I might be in another 9/11.
I mean,
That's
At
exciting.
at least my life
But-
would have amounted to something. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
Yeah, man. I've always wanted to take this big travel trip where I either travel this big road trip across the entirety of America and do all sorts of shit and do all sorts of camping, whatever, sightseeing, tourist bullshit. And I've also wanted to fly somewhere else, maybe go backpacking across Europe and see all the sights and take all the cultures into my little Chinese soul so I can
Yeah.
learn something new about the world. But yeah, I'm a big fan of not only the idea of traveling, but the act of it. I think like a lot of traveling that I did, I was younger, so I couldn't appreciate like how fucking cool it was. So I was just sitting there with like my DS and not really fucking looking at anything around me.
I mean,
But now
that's
that I
still
have
cool.
like, it's cool, but like now like I desperately want to travel and I try to imbibe all the nature into me, 24/7.
Yeah.
Love it.
Can we do
Yeah.
a separate episode on camping, please?
Yeah, no, I'd
Yeah.
love to.
love
Yes.
camping.
But you mentioned backpacking. That's actually one of the things that like I would absolutely love to just like start in Germany and backpack down to Spain over the
Me too,
course of
dude.
like a bunch of months.
Me
like
too.
that shit would
Yeah.
be so cool.
Be awesome.
Many a punk record was written about doing that, and it's inspired me.
So how are our not mid-continental inside of our own country traveling? How much have we done? Was it okay? Was it not okay? How's the experience different than doing it in the big wide USA?
Within the country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drove like a lot of, I didn't fly, I was young, but my family drove to Oregon for 11 hours, and I had to take a huge shit during that ride. That was my experience.
Hell yeah.
That's part of the road trip experience, my man.
Yeah,
I
man.
know.
Holding in the piss, yeah. Really good.
No, I had bad diarrhea that day.
I mean, if it was bad and whoever you were with had any sense, they would have pulled over on the side and told you to, like, dig a hole.
Yeah.
Sometimes when nature calls, you have to answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I just didn't want it. I just didn't want to be like, stop for me, please. Just keep going. Don't care about me.
I've definitely busted out like onto the curb and then like sprinted into the woods and then pissed all over everything and walked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
It's a good experience.
Public urination is like freeing.
That's why you gotta have a plastic bottle in your car.
I've done that too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I actually so like we were driving and we had this like 7-person van and we were like we had like 5 people in it and we had like one of those like I had to pee so bad. We had one of those big gulp cups.
You filled it all.
So I went to the back and literally I'm like filling this big gulp cup.
Oh no!
And this is before like tinted windows were very popular.
Yeah.
So like this like person like as I'm peeing, like they're driving up and their driver's side window becomes level with me as I'm pissing this cup, and it's so uncomfortable because I see them look over at me, and I'm just like, I can't stop now, right? I'm midstream.
You should have like rolled down the
At this
window
point, all
and
you
then
can do
directed
at
the
this
stream.
point is just stare at them.
Yeah.
You
Well,
should have pissed on them.
this was a van. This is with the janky windows in the back. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I know
but
what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, it's very like the most uncomfortable thing ever. Pissing in a car is like really uncomfortable for me.
Well, yeah, that's
Like
something
the
I wanted to
soccer
bring
mom
up too. Like, when you were traveling, was it like only with family, or how many times have you traveled with people other than your family, or by yourself even? Different experiences, totally.
Family.
Yeah. I traveled a lot with my family as well as with like friends or like
Yeah.
exes and
I never traveled with friends. Or I mean,
Me neither. You want to travel
I gotta
together?
get friends first, sure, but yeah.
I've
Traveling?
definitely gone with a friend's family or brought a friend with me, and I was in this church group that would sometimes go on vacations, but they never do it anymore because whatever. But back then, we went to like the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee twice, and it was part of some of them went on the cruise with us. But yeah, I brought it up because like traveling with friends, different experience traveling by yourself or with your family. I did a lot of traveling with my family too, but as I said, I was too young to appreciate the full magnitude of what was happening. But yeah, good times.
Yeah,
I tend to drink more when I travel with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I traveled a lot with my parents, right? And I never really enjoyed traveling with my parents because like we're not really close, and I was really young. So like it's really when I went to Japan with my friends that I truly started loving traveling. Like such a special
Yeah, man.
experience
As a kid,
to like
I
go
hated
on
the
the other
idea.
side of the world with your friends.
Yeah, that seems fucking awesome. Like, I hated the idea of, when I was a kid, just traveling with just my family because I felt like it was super awkward and I didn't want to be there or anything.
My
And I
parents
still
would
kind
be
of feel
like,
that.
my parents would be like, well, we can't let you go alone. But if you want, you can take one of your friends with us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fucking,
But, like, man,
What's,
I just want to be free, and travel with my friends anywhere.
You're free. You're 47.
Still a
Hey,
fucking
Mr.
child,
and Mrs. Johnson, may I please take your son to a trip out country with me?
though. Pretty much.
Yes, Johnson, the common German surname. As we all know, friend of the podcast, Alex Johnson, edits our sound.
don't dox me. So, traveling with parents is gay. I agree.
Mhm.
They always want to do shit and drag me along, and fucking, I just want to do other stuff.
And I
chill
never
out.
want to do touristy stuff either. I just want to walk around and, like,
That's-
Yeah,
like
just
fuck
walk
a
around.
hoe,
That's
Sounds like-
touristy, though.
Yeah,
No.
no, I want to walk around and, like, fuck a bitch, Tourists don't do that.
Well,
That's what you would think, but you never know.
I think landmarks are like they're like super overrated. they're like cool to see.
They're good to know
Sometimes.
about, but not see.
Yeah, I definitely want to see the giant Gundam in person.
Yeah, I mean, Japan is something different. Everything's cool there.
Everything's cooler in Japan. Like, I don't know, you know, I would rather go into a city and just do things that the city folk do, you know?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Well, that's what I did in Japan. Like, the second time I went there, me and one of my friends we started going out at night, and like every club refused us because I was 19 and the limit age is 20. Except this one club was super illegal.
Yeah.
And any day it could close, you know. But like we kept going there. It was a great
you
time.
going-
And then like the subway stops at midnight and it starts back up again at 5 a.m. So like in between that
so
time.
you either gotta stay out till
Yeah,
5 or
exactly.
leave
So-
at 12.
So most of the time, like at 3 a.m., we were fucking wasted and we didn't want to dance anymore. So we just go out on the streets and just walk around and like find other drunk Japanese people
Oh,
and like talk with them. It's pretty great.
that's cool shit.
In English or in Japanese?
See any skaters? I heard
All over the place.
in like Tokyo and stuff, they
Yeah.
only skate at night because it's too much. The streets are too busy.
Yeah. And
But
also
they-
there's like a skate shop like every 5 feet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool as shit, actually.
Man, seeing like the skate parks where like teams go on a trip through America or something and just do cool shit. It makes me so jealous.
Yeah, do you guys ever want? I know Kiki has, but do you guys ever just want to visit Japan?
No.
Fuck yes.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I have an interest in visiting every place,
Me too.
except for like the war-torn battlegrounds that exist. But you know,
I don't think I've ever expressed interest in visiting Japan.
When you're not a real fan, it's confirmed.
yeah,
Sorry,
man.
Yogi.
You're
Who
not-
are
you're-
you? Who even are you, Yoda? What the fuck?
You're not a true nip like Joodough and I.
Sure, I guess. Yeah. But
I wanted to ask
Oh.
if anyone had could abridge their travel stories or like one particular trip that they'd done.
the
So we
only
just get an
reason
idea.
I'd go is when Nintendo Land opens up. That's the only one time I'll go.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone abridged their travel stories. What was a cool trip that you did? Just give us a rundown, please.
Or Oregon. I took a shit.
What did you do
When I
there?
finally got to Oregon, and it was like in heaven for a few minutes.
The most relieving shit.
Yes.
What do you even do in Oregon?
He took a shit. He told you.
Yeah.
I think that's literally all YODR did.
Took a shit and came back. I've shit in 2 out of 50 countries. That's progress. I mean, fucking states.
No, just
Gotta get that
just went.
for every country.
Definitely, I'm an achievement hunter, guys. I gotta visit every country, and also I need to take the shit in every country and in every state in my own country.
Man, you have to be careful. Some of those countries don't have bathrooms. You got to get used to shitting in public.
Dude, when I was in China, I fucking shat on in an alleyway. But there are also there are also 4 other kids there, so who are also shitting. So it was pretty normal. Good time.
But,
I think
What a
I
magical
shit
place.
and then I bought the handcuffs and the. It's pretty good.
wait,
So maybe
it was
just
an
maybe I took
alleyway?
them from
There's no sink or anything close by.
No, dude, it was next to the brick wall or something. There was just a little shit swirled up on the side.
Holy shit!
I don't know. I as far as travel in the States goes, I've visited Niagara Falls, and I've gone as far south as Georgia and
Me
South
too.
Carolina. I actually met Joodough in Georgia, which was really fun.
Whoa,
Um,
yeah, man.
We road tripped for 18 hours to get down there. which was really really crazy. Other than
You
that,
guys,
I've gone.
you guys took a
I,
shit in Georgia, right? You have to. You
yeah,
gotta get that
Multiple.
achievement.
yeah, I've
Multiple
gotten that
shits.
achievement in every state that I've gone to. But I've gone to like Illinois, like Chicago, and also like Iowa. I've gone as far west as that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. When I get to a place, I kind of like to. If I'm alone, because I've actually traveled alone as well. I like to just be at the train station or airport or whatever,
Yeah.
and walk just in a direction until I find something cool to eat at. Like
And listen to lo-fi beats to relax to.
to relax
To study
to, yeah.
to.
To
Yeah, man.
relax / study.
You walk a lonely road.
Yeah. But that shit's like really cool because you find something that you wouldn't have even tried, you know?
Yeah.
I agree completely. For me, I guess if we run over my little catalog of trips I've done, I mentioned that I went to Tennessee twice, and Tennessee specifically the Smoky Mountains, where our church group rented like this log cabin, and we'd stay there and go out and do a bunch of touristy shit, which is actually pretty fun. So like whitewater rafting, hiking and shit, riding horses. That was fun.
Whoa.
It was fun. Second time,
Hell yeah.
I was a bit older, and we went to Gatlinburg. We got a cabin also, and we walked through Gatlinburg. It was a pretty nice local one street town thing. It was very charming. I bought a katana for $40, and it was a complete ripoff. I should not have bought it. And then I bought a dart gun that I still have, which is actually pretty nice. And then I heard like 2 years later that the town fucking burned to the ground in the fires of like last
Yeah.
year.
Oh no.
I've
Yeah.
been to Gatlinburg as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can go buy like fucking not bootleg whiskey there.
Yeah,
or
it's
not
great.
whiskey. What's that shit called? Moonshine.
Yeah.
It like comes in this big mason jar and it's blue and it tastes like pure ethanol.
I bought a
Fantastic.
fucking crossbow in Croatia once.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Yeah,
An accurate crossbow.
what medieval weapons have you guys bought in other countries?
They had those,
I bought a
ninja
Daibo
styles
in
too.
Georgia.
Oh yeah. Then also I went on the biggest road trip I've ever fucking done in my life, where let me pull up a map so I can actually like accurately describe this. So it was a
Alright,
big road
Alex,
trip
pull
involving
this map out.
me and two other friends and their families, and we had 3 cars, and we drove mostly to the west side of America here. Let me pull up a map. And I think the entire trip was like 2 weeks long. It was fucking the longest thing I've ever done. And so yeah, we were all in Michigan, so we start from Michigan, and then we drove to Yellowstone. We went all the way to Yellowstone, and then we spent a few nights there. We went to the park next to Yellowstone. Then, I think, I'm getting the order wrong, but then we went to Zion National Park, which is in like Utah, I think. Maybe it's in Nevada. And then we went to Bryce Canyon, and then we went to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
And then we fucking drove all the way back across the country. So we like lapped the country twice. And it was a great time. I got diarrhea halfway, but it was still a great time. I saw a bunch of shit, and I remember, because I was a bit older when I went on that trip, I was like, man, fucking traveling is the coolest. And this would be the best trip of all time if only I wasn't here with my parents. That's what I remember
That's
thinking.
how I feel about every single trip I've done with my parents.
Well, yeah, because I had like 2 friends that like we talk about like League of Legends like during the car ride, and it was a great time.
Oh yeah.
But like, what if it was just us, you know? And one of them was like a bit older. Like, I want to take that kind of big road trip with friends and like, you know, drive and go camping or some shit and just drive in her direction.
Well, that's like another thing that I've like really wanted to do for a long time is just fucking get a bunch of people and just start in Maine and just go down
Right.
and then to the left and then up the west coast and then just come back through the top of the country
That
and
seems
just make a big
awesome.
circle.
But you know,
Alright,
no, that's like a uniquely American thing to want. You
Yeah.
can't do that in other countries.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like,
what'd you do?
yeah, I've always wanted to travel around the border of France. Like,
What you do
I mean,
is,
no,
is
no,
you
no.
save money for these travels, and then you buy yourself a van, and you convert that into a stealth camper van. Then you go from the state you're in. You start driving around the country, and you gotta be careful. You gotta go stay at the Walmart, or if you're gonna stay at the Walmart parking lot, you gotta like blend in. All right, you gotta add decal and stuff that look like other Walmart vans or trucks or
yeah,
whatever.
you gotta paint it with like camouflage.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to do that. It seems very fun.
Me too, Joodough.
Yeah.
But let's
That's
do it. Well, I'm gonna do it.
You can go either around Europe or like, I mean, I don't know. Russia's a bit too big to go around.
Yeah, I feel like that
And, like the
could be like,
differences are like the streets are too shitty too, and the fucking weather differences are too heavy.
man, you guys ever see those like? I don't actually know where they are, but I think they're like South American like areas that are like there are these roads that are like on cliff sides, and you like drive through like running water to get to the next part of the road, and like
Yeah.
if you there are no like rail guards, so like if you fall off the side of this cliff, you're just all dead, and they got like
Oh, yeah.
these big like truck beds filled with like 30 people.
Yep. I've
That
experienced
shit's-
that.
That shit's like crazy.
Yeah, I've definitely had my run-ins with the no fucking railguard up the mountain experience. And like
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like a 2-lane road, so people will like speed past you, and it's like, what the fuck? Holy shit!
I've lived my fair share of adventures when I went to those like North Africa country like Algeria and shit. Because when I was a kid, like my dad was really into trucks, and he had a bunch of trucks, and we just
Oh, I thought you said drugs. Never mind.
Yeah, I also thought you said truck.
dude, no, that's me.
That's me.
Yeah, so we had like a group of people. They had trucks as well. Trucks, okay?
Drugs.
And like we went to those northern African countries, and literally we just went in like in the sand, like in the Sahara desert.
Holy
And it was
shit.
fucking great, but like sometimes the car would break down, and we just had to stay there for like half a day fixing it. We'd like sleep
That's
in.
awesome. What the fuck?
Yeah, we'd like to sleep in tents in the middle of like sand dunes and shit.
Wait, so it was you, your dad, and a bunch of people that like drugs?
That was my family, and a bunch of drug addicts. Yeah,
You guys huddled around the campfire and did some like math.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 8-year-old Kiki smoking weed by the campfire. Good times.
Sick.
And
I mean, I think that's one of the main appeals of like travel. It's like not what goes right, but what goes wrong is like the
Yeah.
most fun.
exactly.
Yeah, man. Getting diarrhea at Bryce Canyon after eating like incredibly overspiced chicken wings and then shitting all over the place, vomiting everywhere. That was really fun.
Yeah.
You
And
guys
then I had
want
to sit in a car with like my friends as their little siblings, like ate Cheetos very loudly and like rub their hands all over the fucking seats, so it smelled like Cheetos everywhere. That was really fun. It was so fun.
you guys want a funny custom story?
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, when I came back from Japan last year, like the flight stopped by Germany, by Frankfurt, and then
Oh, shit.
straight back to my town. Like in Frankfurt,
Oh, my brother lives there.
I'm sure it's a great city. I didn't get to see. So I went through the custom, and like I had some medicine, like that my mom put in there, and I wasn't sure what it was. So they were like, yeah, so what's this, dude? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Like they pulled me to the side, like they thought I was like a drug dealer or some shit.
A drug dealer.
So then they opened my suitcase to see what was in it, which is no big deal, right? But I was in Japan. Do you know what you can
Oh.
find in Japan?
I know what's happening. I
Yeah,
heard this story. I heard this story.
You can find hentai books for like 80 cents.
Oh my
So,
Jesus.
so
Holy
I,
shit.
I
I'm
had
so
like,
jealous. Can you like send some? Can you send some food?
fuck you. I need them. I had like 3
Which
porn
artists?
books in my suitcase. Like he opened them in front of everyone. I was just standing there. I was sweating my balls off while he was looking through my suitcase, like not paying attention to the fucking porn books right in front of him. And I looked like I had drugs or weapons in my suitcase.
That's
I was
funny as shit.
I was stressed out of my mind. And he and the worst
Oh,
thing
you're
is
gonna
that
blood
So
gun.
smart.
You think they're gonna pull out like a bag of meth, but instead they pull out a bundle of lolly babies. Oh no!
no,
What do you do?
there was when I was buying porn books, there's like this one with like really really young children, and
Oh God.
I almost bought it for the meme, and I'm glad I didn't.
As a sick prank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the meme. For the meme.
For the meme, exactly.
You can. You can plant it like in your friend's house and call the police on him.
Exactly.
It'll be a sick joke.
Imagine if I had this fucking book and when they opened it, like, oh god. Like the worst thing is that there was a dude with like a fucking rifle next to me. There was an Arabic-looking dude who like forgot his suitcase.
Oh,
So like, of
Oh my
course
God.
they fucking called the guy. The German custom guys were fucking relentless with that guy. Like he ran
I
over.
mean, just leaving a bag anywhere is like fucking.
Yeah.
They'll tackle you and be like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Don't leave that here."
Yeah, but this guy he ran over there, so like he was sweating, and the custom guy was like, "Are you sweating? Why are we sweating? Are you stressed? What's happening?" He was, and the guy was like, "I don't." He was just there with his
witnessed some
suitcase, you know.
He witnessed some fucking interrogation shit.
Yeah.
Did you stop an
Oh my
airport
gosh.
bombing?
I've heard stories of like the fucking Arabic people being retarded and stuff at airports because my brother works in Frankfurt at the airport as a
Man.
police guy.
I have this Indian friend who looks older than he actually is, and he has like this beard. But he says that every time he goes through customs, he always gets questioned, like no matter what the fuck he's doing. Even if he's
Yeah.
carrying like nothing, he just gets pulled aside and like, are you harboring any?
Yeah, that's that post 9/11 security shit. Is it?
Yep. Sure.
It's gotten way worse too. It's fucking impossible to do anything.
Yeah.
Can't take my toenail clippers on the plane. Like I
can't
gotta
take
buy
my
them
fucking
where I'm
handcuffs.
going.
I can't take any handcuffs. What
Keeping
the
your
fuck?
toes on the fucking plane.
What am I gonna do with handcuffs? That's so dangerous. Like, how do am I gonna hijack a plane with handcuffs? Am I gonna like knock the
Yeah.
pilot out?
You're gonna,
Yeah,
you're
fucking
gonna,
strangle a
yeah,
toddler, dude.
you're gonna handcuff the pilot, and then you're gonna
And then
drive.
you can't get past the plane. Foolproof. Well, yeah, I wanted to mention this cruise thing I did because it was a big fucking event. The entire thing, when I went to Mexico, then Belize, then Honduras. I'd love to talk about each place and what we did there, but that might take too long. So I'd like to mention that when I was on the beaches of Honduras, and I was, first of all, Honduras is probably not a great place to be at all. It's probably the last place you'd like to be, not the last place, but you walk in, coming off the cruise ship, and then you pass through like this huge barbed wire fence, and there are guys with like AKs.
Whoa.
And you go into this pampered tourist area and that's not the actual country. That area is like fenced off because all these countries that we went to were all like supported by tourism exclusively. So all the locals were like very weirdly friendly of you. They all like smile at you really wide and go like, "Hey,
Oh, no.
and like shove sombreros
That's
at you.
racist.
Was
That's for
there
every place.
was
But I was
everybody
on the
trying to sell
beach.
you something?
Yeah, they all were. Every
Yeah.
single person was like some wood carving or something.
Shit. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. I'll keep it quick. I was on the beach and I pulled out this book.
And the book is a collection of essays, and it's called A Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again by the illustrious David Foster Wallace. And what the title is referring to, A Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again, is go on a cruise. And guess what I was on at that very moment?
God.
A fucking cruise. So I read
Amazing.
I read all of that essay. Not only was it the funniest shit I've ever read in my life, but a lot of things that he said like really resonated with how I was feeling right now. Because when I was getting off, like when I was watching everyone get off the boat at various locations, I felt like a sense of disgust. I was like, man, look at all these like bovines. Look at all these cows, these cattle that are like walking onto the land and like ignorantly pillaging everything. And these fucking walking pigs. That was my 12-year-old psychology. And then in that book I read, for me, boviscopophobia, the morbid fear of being seen as a bovine, is an even stronger motive than semi-agoraphobia for staying on the ship when we're in port. And I fucking felt that. So I was so afraid of being seen as a cow. I don't want to go on the fucking land, because like I wanted to go up to every local I saw and be like, I'm sorry, on behalf of everyone around us. But yeah, I had that experience with like every place that we stopped at. But actually, going on the cruise, visiting the locations, very fucking fun. I tried Mexican beer. Very good. There are fucking iguanas everywhere in Mexico. I saw some historic shit. Saw the Mayan ruins. Made me really appreciate air conditioning. Good time. I loved it.
Oh yeah.
Sounds
Iguanas are cool. I went to the island of Reunion at one point, which is that France overseas department next to Africa. Like there's fucking iguanas everywhere, just hanging out with the locals.
Yeah, they're just there.
Just having a good time.
I think the coolest part of travel is like the people you meet that you didn't know before.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so fun. I met a
great.
homeless man who had better clothes than me ask me for money. It was great.
I took a picture with a homeless man once. He was cool.
You guys got homeless people in Europe? We got a lot of homeless people in America.
Never seen one in my life, dude.
Yeah, Kiki is homeless as we speak.
Okay. So how do we all deal with like people who are trying to solicit you while you're traveling?
I'm just ignoring them and feel ashamed.
You hit them.
Okay.
Say fuck off, buddy. I ain't got the money.
You do
I usually offhandedly say like, "Sorry, man, I got nothing," as I walk around with my wallet in my hand. Or I remember this really one fucking embarrassing time when I tried to give money to this homeless guy, where like, what I did was that like I was walking around, and then he asked me for some shit, so I took out my wallet, and then he saw like all the bills, but for some fucking reason I thought it was a good idea. I pulled out a single quarter, and then I took the fucking single quarter, and then like I put it on my thumb, and I like flicked it towards him. So like, but not only like I flicked it towards him, but it hit like the pavement, and then like rolled into the street. So like I watched this guy like try to like follow the quarter into the street and like risk getting hit by a car in order to get one quarter.
Oh, no.
And then,
Joodough, you fucking dick.
and when I realized what I'd done, I like fucking booked it out of there. I didn't want him to look at me.
Go back right now and adopt that man in your family.
so
What
sorry.
the fuck?
I somehow thought it'd be a good idea. Like, man, wouldn't it be so cool if I like flicked a quarter at him right now?
How old were you at this point?
I was like 13.
But I would do that too if I was 13.
Wait,
Yeah.
you were 13
That's
and had
fucking
money?
I had a quarter. I think I was like walking to GameStop or something. But yeah, treat homeless people well, please. Don't be like me.
Please.
The other day I walked past a homeless guy, and like I was smoking a cigarette. He like made a gesture, you know, like the two fingers in front of the mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, sorry, nah, dude, sorry.
No, dude,
I
sorry.
had plenty of cigarettes. I was like, nah. Like,
No.
to be fair, he was like drunk off his mind. And he seemed like he was about to die any minute, so whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Man, Andrew Jackson Jihad's got some lyrics. It's like, you deserve more than a smoke and 15 cents. You deserve a job. Let's go to the
Deserve
the
25
shelter.
cents.
Untrue.
25 cents.
As like a human being, you know, it's just demeaning to just be begging for spare change.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Which
People always
sucks.
people always stand at like busy intersections with signs that say like some variant of like homeless, like wife left me, God bless at the end. Or you get like the one guy who's trying to be funny and it's like, my ninjas kidnapped my wife, I need money for karate lessons.
Yeah,
I've seen a few of those.
yeah.
Why
Well,
are we talking about homeless people?
it's a dog eat dog world, man. You gotta be creative if you want that money, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll even get a quarter
I
from
usually give
me.
money to street musicians if they're cool.
Oh, I do that too.
Oh,
In fact,
hell
they
yeah.
deserve it.
If I dig their homeless look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I
The home-
went,
the
Yeah,
cosplay.
and when I went to like when I was hanging out in Hollywood, there's just like bad rap artists trying to sell you their
Oh,
Their
their
mixtape.
music, and there's this guy who's like, hey, you want to listen to my song or something? And I was like, oh yeah,
oh
yeah,
shit,
sure.
sorry, that was me.
I was like, yeah, sure. And he puts these headphones on me, and he starts playing them, and I was listening, and then it's done, and I'm like, all right, that was pretty cool. He's like, do you want to support me? And I'm like, actually, I don't have money on me. Like, I literally didn't. And he's like, how do you afford that Starbucks in your hand? And I'm like, somebody, my family member
You're getting
bought it
called
for
out.
me.
that's when you ask them if they take cards.
No, he did take cards.
Oh,
Really?
bullshit.
Oh,
I
shit.
didn't have a card on me. I didn't have anything on me. And he was
Oh
just
man,
like,
that
hey man,
reminds me.
hey, even
Keep
if you
going.
don't have a dollar bill on you or anything, you can support me. And he takes it out. He actually did take it out. I was like,
Oh
oh,
my God.
fuck. I had to get out of there.
That reminds me when I went to Venice Beach and I had something similar happen to me because like Venice Beach is the skateboarder place. So I was walking along like these street
Yeah,
stalls
bro.
and like three Bob Marley looking dudes walked up to me and were like, man, $5, and they're like waving up a CD in my face. Yeah, good times.
That's funny. I don't know. When
Homeless
I
people
went,
sure are funny.
yeah, homeless people. I don't think
They
I
weren't
don't
homeless.
Think, yeah, they were not homeless.
They just wanted to sell me their
They're
mixtape.
just solicitors. They're trying to get money.
Yeah.
But
Do you
That's,
think it
basic,
works?
that's
Should I sell
basically being
mixtapes?
homeless.
Should I sell mixtapes? Do you guys think it works?
You should
you'd
go
probably be
out.
better off giving them out instead of selling them. But yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah.
people listen to those if you give them to them generally.
I mean, there are three tiers of getting money on the streets, and the lowest tier is being homeless because you have nothing to show. There's no reason to give you money other than out of pity. But the second tier is being like a solicitor. They're trying to negotiate on some level to you in order to get your money. And the highest level is street musician because they're actively doing something cool. It's
Yeah.
impressive, and they're adding something to society, and they deserve your money, and you
Not-
should give them your money.
Not just
Oh,
street
oh.
musicians, but street like performers as
Performers,
well. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean.
like dudes making balloons for little kids and shit. Like,
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Whatever.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
I have a
Like
cool.
when I was down in National Harbor, down near DC, there were these three dudes who were like, they all had like stand up snare drums,
Whoa.
and they're like playing actual like cadences and shit, and they're all like spread out like really far from each other, so it was like resonating
Whoa.
through the harbor. It was really cool.
That's really cool.
I did not give them money, but it was really cool.
Oh yeah, when I was in Honduras, they're like these three local dudes with like skin drums, and they're sitting in the square going like, "Hey, it was pretty
Wow.
Was that, were they making
Great
those noises
story.
with their mouth and the drums?
fun." Well, they're going, "Hey," like every 5 seconds.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have a pretty cool homeless guy to tell you guys about. So I don't know why, but there's this guitarist guy called Bronco Knowledge, and he had like a fairly successful reggae group in like the 80s, the 90s, and like he played he's a Jamaican guy. He played with like Bob Marley and shit, and now he's a street performer in the streets of my town.
Yeah.
Like there's an interview of him on the internet, and he says he just wants to like share his music rather than being famous and like living.
Is he still there, dude?
Sorry?
Is he still there?
I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm sure he's still around. And I think that's pretty cool. Like, this guy's famous, you know? And he's just sitting in the streets of my town. That's sick.
Yeah. That, if anyone has, like, weird residents, like, LA is full of weird people. And they're, like, famously weird people.
Like YODR.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, shit, I have another cool homeless guy. That was in Japan, in Akihabara. There's like this little restaurant that like was basically free. It was like $3 for like a meal. So we went there all the time, and there's like
$3.
Yeah, like you get
free. You get bucks for free.
Stop mocking my English. God damn it! I'll never come on again. All right.
We'll force it to you.
Don't drive away our only French friend.
So there's this guy, like, there's an intersection, and every time the red light is on, he, like, gets in the middle of the intersection and just stands there. And, like, he has, like, this long, unwashed hair, like, those circular sunglasses, god damn it. And, like,
You sure it wasn't DigiPro?
It was basically DigiPro. Like, literally all he did was just stand there. He did nothing. He didn't even ask for money. He was just there.
Just look at me.
And like he's like the famous weird guy of Akihabara.
Oh man, that kind of reminds me of the time where I was driving down a road. It was like a populous road, and then there's this guy at this light who like he'd walk like slightly into the intersection and he'd just start like air humping really hard. Like he'd hump so fucking hard it looked like his hips were gonna like pop off. And he just did it and like didn't ask for money or anything. He just air humped really hard and then like ran back when the cars started coming.
What the fuck?
That's living the life.
What an interesting dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, where are you in life? Anyway, homeless people were part of travel. I wanted to talk to them a little bit, or talk about them a little bit. I don't want to talk to them at all.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah. Does anyone have anything else they want to talk about as far as like travel goes?
I just want to say, traveling in trains is the comfiest shit ever.
Yeah.
No,
And I hate
false.
traveling
Fake.
by car because I get sick in them, and I hate it.
I've actually never been on a train before.
Good. You're not missing anything. It's the worst.
When you get a chance, Joodough, go like to a train
Germany.
station and take a trip down to like Arizona and just chill in the passenger cart like with your like computer or your like notepad or whatever and just fucking take in the countryside. It's really beautiful.
That's actually
really
what
cool.
I exactly want to do, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Kiki, if you don't like it, come through to Germany and we'll take a trip with train to somewhere.
no.
It's gonna be the best thing ever.
The only comfy train is the Shinkansen. That's like the comfiest shit ever. But that's the only one.
Yeah, man, if you want to commit suicide, just lean in front of the Shinkansen. You
Yeah,
won't feel
dog.
anything.
Yeah. I like the last point I want to make about
I don't know,
traveling.
man. Trains killed a girl. Trains killed a girl, and then now she's an evil spirit killing people.
Now she is a train.
What if she
An
wasn't
evil
cute,
train?
though?
And then she's like she lost. She's like split in half, and then she's just like dragging her body coming after you, but she's also fast.
What the hell are you talking about? What is going on?
So
one aspect of travel, dismemberment. We should talk about dismemberment. Okay.
Okay.
The thing I wanted to say before YODR interrupted me to talk about your little girl split in half was that if you get the chance to travel somewhere far away, take it, because
Yes.
you like I found, like, to me the most efficient way of like improving yourself was like to travel. Because like every time I leave my town, go to Tokyo and come back, I'm like a fucking god. I'm like the coolest dude around, and like
Yeah.
it just
fucking
makes
believe
it makes you discover shit about yourself, like what you like. And when you're in like at the edge of the fucking world with your best friends, like you don't care about anything, so you just do whatever, and you have the best time of your life. So
I mean,
yeah, I would recommend going on holiday.
I would feel like a god too if I would come home with like fucking 20 bags of dojins.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
that would cost
all
you
right.
like $19.
All right, guys. Continuation. So after I took my big shit in Oregon, we went out. We went out to a national park. It was pretty neat. I went to a place where you can see Washington right across from you. It was pretty cool. And then we threw snowballs at each other somewhere else, and I cried. And
Were they related?
I laughed and I cried, and merry times were had by all.
yeah,
It was, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Just to add on to what Kiki's saying, travel when you're young, as well, because you don't have all the time in the world, and
Yeah.
the older you get, the more tied down you get by like just jobs or things, whatever.
Depression.
And then like eventually you die and you can't go anywhere. So
Oh no.
do
I mean,
do
you
it
don't
do it
know.
while you have the time and the energy. Don't worry about traveling luxuriously. Just travel in any
Yeah.
way you can.
I don't know, man.
And talk
I'm
to
I'm actually really happy if my friends and I just go to like a different part of LA, and I'm like, all right, that's
If I
cool.
leave my house and go to McDonald's.
Yeah, dude.
That's traveling on like a lesser scale though. So I
Yeah.
mean, still, but like if
Nah,
you get the
it doesn't matter to
opportunity
me.
to travel to fucking wherever, you should do it because
Yeah, man,
to
traveling-
add on the you should
Never-
travel luxuriously. Like when I was in Japan, I was we were like 5 dudes in a tiny little room. We were like snuggled up like little bunnies.
Gay.
It was great.
Well, no, we used to, because I used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh at like a competitive level, and
Oh shit.
we would take like
Oh.
7 dudes to like tournaments and
That's awesome.
cram them into
Okay.
hotels like sardines. Like,
That's so cool.
we're not gonna pay for more than one hotel. What the fuck?
Yeah. Like the room was like
So-
$200 for 3 weeks. Like why would you not be snuggled up with your friends,
That's really good.
with the boys?
We're gonna talk about conventions, or is there another episode?
I don't have any experience with conventions, and I don't have
neither.
notes for it. But like, we could talk about it on another episode.
And then I
Oh,
returned from Oregon, and this time I didn't have to go.
Wow.
That's good. That's really well. I always say, I tweeted this out recently, but I've said it a lot before. Is that like, it always feels like the way there takes longer than the way back.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
it's like
every time.
Yeah.
when you're going somewhere, there's always hardship, and when you're coming back, it's just like whatever.
Oh my
Time's
fucking
passing.
god!
Oh my
Or
god.
like when you're
Fuck.
sorry, go ahead.
Recently, when I went to the fucking entrance exam for the college, the trip there was like 6 hours by train, but it
Oh,
felt
shit.
like fucking 2 days straight, and 1 week
That's
of not
awesome.
washing yourself. And then I was there, and it was alright, I guess, but also kind of shitty. And then the ride back home was like, I don't know, it was chill.
Yeah, it's
I lost my
it's
headphones
literally like-
though, so it was kind of boring.
Wait, what
Yeah.
did you lose?
My headphones.
Oh shit! Yeah, that sucks.
Big mistake.
I wanted to say that traveling is an incredibly liberating experience. You should do it.
Yes.
It's expanding your mind, your horizons. You should do it.
Yes.
Did I mention you should do it? Also, I fucking forgot to mention when I went on that huge trek to Zion National Park, I hiked one of the extremely fucking dangerous trail without knowing. It's called Angel's Landing.
pretty much you hike 7,000 feet into the air, and then you walk on this narrow rock ridge, and you have like this chain. You have this chain you can hold on to for protection, and then on either side is a 7,000-foot drop, and then you fucking die.
boy.
And there are like a bunch of people shimming around each other on the fucking little rock platform. I climbed that shit. It was great. I love travel.
So did you die?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you?
Alright.
Oh shit. do we have time for another little story?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I have something. I have a whole thing we can talk about.
Oh god. I'm sorry.
What are the negative aspects?
Oh
of
shit! I was
traveling?
about to say
Literally-
something. What the
Literally
fuck?
none.
Money.
There are
Money.
there are no negative aspects.
Money. Money.
You can always
Nah.
go
When-
work
when
in a
you-
little
when you-
mod
when you're
pod shop.
somewhere- When you're
Money.
somewhere, you can't be in your room at the same time and cry when something happens.
It's only
Also,
money.
losing stuff is the worst fucking thing of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Being
I
unprepared and having no money, and also being homesick like a little bitch. I guess those
and
are
also
the
really
downsides.
homesick.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah, I've never read Homestuck while I traveled.
Yeah. While
no,
feeling homesick.
I've never felt like the homesickness, but like I feel like people
Probably
really
homeward
overestimate the. I feel like people really overestimate the amount of money they need to
yeah,
have like,
definitely.
a good time. There's so
That's true.
much free shit to do. And I
Yeah.
could go to LA and I could walk around with a camera and fucking vlog, and no one will even bat an eye at me, dude.
That's true. I'm
And
still
that's
spending
all
any
you-
money.
all you have to
and
do to
vlog.
have fun is hang out with your friend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and yeah, maybe
But
at
I'm saying
least
that
go out to
spending
eat.
any money is a damn shame. And
It's
a
goddamn
even that
travesty.
1 quarter,
I guess
even
you,
that 1 quarter that I flicked at that homeless dude, it was a damn shame.
Like.
If you
And like I said, if you just like if you need money, you just go to some like seedy part of town and go work at some diner for like 3 days while you're traveling.
Holy shit.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
When I was in the island of Reunion, you know, there's like this big ass volcano right there. It's like
Yes.
a gigantic volcano that's been asleep for forever. So like we hiked it.
then it's
Did it wake up while you were there?
Yeah, dog. No, like so there's like so you go down this mountain, and then you walk like for half an hour, and the fucking volcano is right there, and you have to trail. The climb is like 3 hours, and there's no clear trail. So picture this like 12-year-old fat little boy trying to climb up a fucking volcano, like fucking hiking rocks and shit.
Oh shit.
And with no water, of course, because get fucked, I guess. And it was the worst experience of my life. I was so
Man,
exhausted.
that's how I climbed this. Sorry, yeah.
I was so exhausted when I got at the top and I saw like the volcano pit. I was like, I don't fucking care. Let's just get down and get water. I'm dying.
I actually hiked Angel's Landing with no water. I had a Red Bull and a backpack on, and I was so
Oh,
hyped up
you're
on
a
adrenaline
retard. Holy
that I fucking
my
like
God.
sprinted up this trail. It was awesome.
You gotta have proper hydration if you're going hiking. That's fucking.
Well, I'm
Man.
alive to tell the tale. Shut
What
up.
kind of? Hold on. I thought you were a Boy Scout.
I am a Boy Scout. Fucking
Okay.
look at this though.
Hold on.
A
Don't
Boy Scout
they-
is
don't
hardy.
they
A Boy
say-
Scout is brave.
Don't they say that preparation is key? Isn't that like one of their main things?
It sure is. But you know what is cooler than preparation?
no preparation.
Dying.
Going into a trail as if you're going to die, but with nothing, and you commune with the primal elements of nature, and you sprint up that fucking trail with no water and just one Red Bull.
Have you ever read a book called Into the Wild?
Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil the book. You live. You become a man.
But yeah, man,
You'll totally live. You totally won't die.
I had death on both sides of me, and I conquered it by sprinting past. And I had two friends with me, and they were considerably slower, so I'm the champion. And we had a
If-
random guy.
If
We had a
you
random guy
guys-
take selfies for us. It's great.
Sick. If you guys have like any travel pictures, we can make like an Imgur, what's the word for it? Like a collection and put it in
Album.
the description.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have a bunch
that'd
of
be pretty
those.
cool.
Yeah. They're mostly
Cool.
from Japan, though.
Yeah, that's fine. Fucking all of my like travel pictures are of architecture because I fucking love cities.
Well,
All of
most
mine are like blurry shoegaze album covers.
most of mine are just like dark pictures in clubs, and like where I'm very drunk and I don't like point the phone correctly.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
dark.
I
thought
also
you
wanted to
said
say.
I thought you said dog pictures in clubs.
Stop,
Sorry.
me.
I also wanted to say that even if you're like, for example, you're driving and there's like nothing at all around, it's just like flat plains. Even that experience is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Really nice. I did that.
Yeah, that shit's cool. The cool thing about like road trips specifically is that like you can just see something cool and be like, oh, let's stop and look at it.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I'm romantically attached to the idea of doing a road trip with my friends, but we haven't done one yet. Maybe this summer.
What road trip when?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
Check
Fuck,
the Kickstarter
fuck your
below.
real life. Fuck your real life friends. Come do a road trip with me.
Yeah, dude. Let's drive to Hawaii.
We'll drive to
go
Hawaii,
be our road
and then we'll drive to Alaska from there.
Yeah, dude.
Man, what do you guys think about like living in a place versus visiting a place? Is it
Vastly different.
weird to think that there are people that come to where you live and they're not from
Yeah.
there?
That's really fucking weird.
Like
That's
my town
fucking
is
weird.
just old people and tourists, and that's it.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes I like when I'm driving past whatever, and I drive through like a suburb or something, and I see like houses similar to mine. I'm like, wait, people live there. People live there.
Oh
The
my
place that I just
God.
passed. Holy shit! You know, it's like there are other places in the world than just me. My mind has been expanded. It's actually very strange to think about. And then I get a
Yeah.
little sad because I'm like, wait, I'll never be able to experience all the places. Oh no.
What do you
Yeah.
think of like locals visiting where you're at, Yoder? Because I know you get a lot of that. Or not locals visiting, but like people visiting as a local.
It's I don't care. Okay. I just
I mean, yeah,
I just see
you can
cameras. I just see cameras and people and cameras. They can't stop. They can't stop taking
If you
pictures.
just
I don't
know.
get it. Videos or pictures or vlogs, whatever.
God damn it, dude! The
Just-
internet is ruining everything.
Just calm down. Just calm down. Just enjoy something without a camera.
What happened to the days when
Yeah.
you just went somewhere and then you you settled there because you couldn't go back because you had a horse and carriage?
What happened to the good old Oregon Trail?
You know,
Anyone
back
ever-
before cameras.
Man,
So
have
people
any of you
are
ever forded
pilgriming
a
to the
river?
West Coast, but then their wagon broke down, and they're like, "Fuck."
Man, have
Yeah.
any of you ever forded a wagon over a running river?
Yeah, man, you gotta.
You guys remember getting robbed by sellswords in the middle of the street?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Remember your Uncle Joey dying of dysentery like 3 days out of the trip?
Yeah. No. We got it pretty good compared to them Oregon boys.
Yeah.
Fucking millennials, dude.
They don't. Millennials don't even understand what it means to have to choose between sacrificing your child or your wife in order to continue.
All right,
Millennials
so
don't know
back
what
on
it's
track.
like.
Back on track.
That's
Is
the
there
track,
budget to
come
go
on.
through? So
How much? How much do we have to go
places.
through?
I don't know. All right, specific cool places you went to. Like I
Cool
was
places.
at the EU Parliament in Belgium.
Oh,
That was cool.
Oregon.
I saw the Niagara Falls. I've been to like a couple of
that's
like
sick.
state parks. I went to a rural town in Iowa and lived there for like 6 months. It was pretty shitty.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! I was in Moscow. I
Oh
forgot.
shitty.
That was sick as fuck.
I went to Ben Saint, friend of the show, saintcomics.com. I went to his house. I shat
What a
in his bathroom.
coincidence.
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah, cool.
I went to the Great Wall of China. I shat in an alleyway next to the Great Wall of China.
Man, there are a lot of like dead people in the wall.
Yeah, it's great.
It's pretty
It's
cool.
perfect. It's extra structural support. They went on the Angels Landing
To the
Trail.
aesthetic.
Yeah, it's very aesthetic.
Literally
Angels
Attack
Landing
on
Trail.
Titan.
Yeah, man. It's literally Attack on Titan. I've also been to Niagara
Spoilers,
Falls.
my bad.
I've been to Hubbard Glacier up in the north. I've been all the way down to the south in Iguana Land, Mexico. I've seen the Mayan ruins. I saw the Mayan ruins. I pet an iguana. I drank a beer.
You drink a beer? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. I broke the law. It was a good time.
Yeah, I break the law.
Fucking rebel.
Oh yeah, I'm
and
looking at
many other
pictures.
places. Many
Man.
other places.
Man, don't they have a wall in Germany too?
Yeah, sure.
What,
You might have heard of it, yeah.
what's that shit called? I don't remember.
Great Wall of
Berlin Wall.
Berlin.
Berlin.
The
Yeah,
Great Wall of Berlin.
the
Wait,
Berlin
they-
Wall.
I heard it's not
Wait,
around.
Man, I heard about it from Mr. Gorbachev.
Oh shit! I just remembered like a specific cool place.
Yeah, it's called
Um,
Berlin Wall.
Shut up.
I was right. Fuck all of you.
You guys know that movie, Garden of Words, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the boy
Yeah.
Makoto Shinkai. So you know
Yeah.
how it's based off a real location.
Oh shit,
It's
yeah.
the Shinjuku
That's like
Koen.
every anime though.
Fuck you. Sorry. So I went to that park like several times, and I
my
sat at
God.
the same place the characters sit, and I
Oh
felt
my
like a god.
Oh shit.
Amazing.
Cool. I went to Centralia in Pennsylvania, and that's
Oh,
the
oh, oh.
place. That's
Yes.
the place that Silent Hill is
Silent
based
Hill.
off of, which was
Oh
really
my
cool.
god, nice.
It was a sight to behold. There was
Well,
some
let's-
graffiti. We went through some graveyards. It was,
We should-
it was really sick.
We should have a topic on urban exploration.
Yeah.
Yeah, urban exploration is really cool.
So when is the WHAWWT crew gonna visit Hikaru's grandpa's house?
Hell yeah, that's what we should do. Go to Japan, visit some old guy's basement attic thing,
It's an attic.
and
It was an attic.
you know,
You
an
will
attic
like suppose with
and a
me at the Your
basement
Name staircase.
are the same.
Man, Kiki, did you see a middle-aged woman like standing on a park bench holding out her foot to a 15-year-old child? You see that at that park?
She's 27, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, it's old as shit.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Basically dead, yeah. I wish I did. No, there was this lady that was looking at me weird because the roof of that little place is like super short, like blah, blah. It's
Oh.
it's not very high, so I like hit my head like 4 times.
Oh shit.
so I had a bunch
did
of
you
Japanese
sing the
ladies
song?
looking at me like,
You sing the song?
of course.
Do you sing the song?
Please don't start singing.
Zan ukoku natenshiro yoni.
I will turn this podcast around right now.
No, I'm sorry.
Kiki can
Fuck,
sing.
stop,
Kiki can
please
sing. Let
stop.
Kiki sing.
Oh,
No, please no.
Okay, okay, we're
You
done.
lost power here.
okay.
So,
I've taken over. This is
any
my
other
show
cool
now.
places? Got some other cool places, guys?
Yeah, your mom's house. Hey.
I wish to.
Alright. No, nobody else went anywhere cool. Sick.
Alright, so
I can
places you want
probably
to
think
go.
of a
Go.
place.
Places I want to go. I want to go literally everywhere besides like the bottom of South America and like the war-torn parts of Africa and like the Middle East. But like everywhere else is cool.
Yeah, everywhere, war-torn Middle East.
I don't want
limits.
to go to Russia either. I hear it's pretty bad there.
Yes, Siberia off limits.
It's really cool, actually. I even was in a fucking shitty village where my grandma lived. And
Yeah,
it
man.
was like really chill.
I mean, I guess it would be cool to go visit the babushkas and shit, but
I really liked it over there.
I mean, I liked to visit the like any village that's like made out of fucking. The houses are made out of like literal shit and mud, like packed together. I'd like to visit for like a day and then get the fuck out of there.
yeah.
So they
Just to
probably eat me
experience
if I
the
try to
smell.
stay overnight.
Man, my cousin is super well traveled because he's in the Marine Corps, and
Oh shit.
he like spent some time in Japan, but he also spent some time in Africa, and he like
My brother was in Africa too.
yeah he
He
traded
got me
this
some bongos.
he traded this guy who was like living in this like actual shit shack. He traded his knife to this guy for like this knife that this African man like salvaged and made into like he made it into a blade from salvaged metal. It's super cool.
Oh my god.
And it like actually smells like shit
Whoa.
to this day. Like, you cannot make it smell good.
That's
Like
racist.
the essence of Africa, like that part of Africa, is in this blade, and you cannot remove it.
I mean, all of Africa.
Oh, so you mean the essence of Africa is shit? Okay.
No, I mean this house is like literally like a,
guys,
like a really
guys,
tiny.
guys, he's back. No, the ultimate bigot.
Yes, it's me. But no, it's super
It's,
interesting.
It's Big Tub.
Yeah, big tub.
Man, your cousin traded a knife with the Black Panther. The dude.
Yeah, he went to Wakanda. He
Wakanda.
shouted Wakanda forever. Fucking kill me. Wakanda forever. All right.
Places I
so-
want to go to: America, England again.
Anyways,
Japan,
what I was gonna say-
Sakura-con, Ikimasu. I want to see Gilgamesh. Guys.
I want to go to a hot spring and go to the mixed bath and then look at all the old ladies
All right.
and also eat real sushi. I want to go to Jiro
Oh,
Sushi
shit,
restaurant.
dude.
I want to go to the countryside and then find. I want to visit a Japanese schoolhouse and just look at it for like 5 minutes.
I
and
want
get
to go to
escorted
the
out of
Canon
premises.
school.
Me too.
Oh,
Yes.
I want to go to karaoke. I want to go to Akihabara. I want
We're
to
gonna
go to
go
Kyoto.
together, Judo.
Osaka.
Judo, I
Hokkaido.
support your claim of wanting to go to a bathhouse.
Yeah.
I've been to
Yeah.
one. There's like 1,000 Asian dicks just hanging out. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
And like at first you're like you hide your parts behind a towel, and then you're like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
stop
you have to take
caring.
it off, right?
No, and then you have to be completely naked.
Yeah.
And you just stop
Awesome.
caring, and you just hang out with your wang out, you know.
Man,
I want to
can't
see
believe anyone
a
likes
sumo
us.
competition, a sumo fight. Okay. That's all.
Yes. All right, Yoder. Where do you want to visit? Anywhere in particular?
You know, Canada seems nice,
Oh yeah.
and I want to visit Silent Hill.
I want to visit the North Pole. I want to visit Atlantis.
Who wants to visit
Bermuda Triangle.
Pennsylvania? I mean, I implore you all to visit Pennsylvania. It's a very beautiful place. We got lots
sure,
of
I'm
we
sure.
got lots of German heritage here, and that's why it's beautiful.
I don't believe you.
Hell yeah! All right, so why the hell are we watching Travel, guys?
You watch
We talked
travel
about
if you're interested in other people's cultures and way of life, and the homeless people there.
You should travel. You should travel to other places, especially Oregon, right, Yoder?
Yeah,
If you're too anxious to go outside yourself, watch Travel.
yeah.
Make sure you shit in every place you travel to. Just
Make
to leave your
sure
mark.
you get cable and turn on the travel channel. Go on and you'll experience everything. You don't
Or
in
or
the
just watch
comfort of
like
your
random
own home.
YouTubers do it.
Make sure to hit me up if you got some donations to sell.
Yeah, you don't even need to leave your house. Experience travel vicariously through Casey Neistat. You know.
through
VR.
the Oculus Rift.
Yes.
Don't actually do that. Though. That's super gay, and it leaves you
Yeah,
feeling
but-
like actually
yeah, it's
terrible.
Yeah, it's good.
Like you're watching somebody else having fun in this place. You get this like dark pit in your stomach, and you're just like, oh no, I'm lonely, and fucking sad.
I mean, I'd rather have a dark pit than shit in there.
True. All right, cool. We have any closing statements? Anything else? I think I've said all I need to say about travel.
Traveling is cool. It will make you a better person, and you'll have the time of your life. So do it.
Even if you're like too lazy at something, or it seems like it's gonna be boring, it's never boring. To be
As long
honest.
as you're with your
It's all-
best
If you go with
friend,
your parents.
nothing's ever gonna be boring.
It's all about your mindset and what you're expecting. Yeah, if you're expecting I feel like if you're gonna expect too much out of it, it's not gonna. Yeah, it might not.
Plus, you can bust out like you can go to other countries with different speaking languages and bust out your like super Americanized version of their language and be like, yeah, parlez-vous English?
Wow.
Oh yeah, of course. So we beg it.
Yes. Well, no, you got we here. Yeah, we. Anyway,
I want to travel right now.
You can use that to get
to pick up girls. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
dude, really?
No, dude,
Fucking hilarious.
I was this girl at the club was like speaking through Google Translate. Yeah, at one point she writes like, "I want to learn French one day," and I said, I can help you," and then
I have a
made
fucking Japanese English travel book that like has the like the common phrases in it and shit, like an English to Japanese dictionary.
Oh
or whatever.
yeah. The only phrase you need.
Summer.
Now the only phrase you need is ego anasemasu ka, and then you just ask if they can speak English, and they say no, and you're like, oh well. Too
No,
bad.
you have to be like ichi hamburger onigai shimasu.
Hamburger. Watashi wa California roll, please.
That's not even how you say it. You dumb bitch.
Twinkie.
It doesn't matter if you're right; they'll understand what you mean and they'll laugh, and it'll be great. You'll be making them happy, and they'll be making you happy.
No, they won't even laugh. They'll be like, all right.
I'm sure you'll get a giggle from someone, even if it's not the person that you're ordering from. It'll be someone around you.
It's
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
yourself.
I mean, if you like
I don't
talking
know.
to like young people in like a social setting and you say some dumb shit in their language, that's gonna be a good time.
Good thing you said that, because I was gonna tell you, Kiki, you're making Japanese sound so boring.
I keep
What?
fucking
What
walking.
the fuck?
I keep thinking about like walking into like Joodough's house with his Chinese parents. And he's like, ni hao. It's just such
Hell yeah.
Not allowed.
Oh yeah, my parents only speak Russian with me too.
yeah.
It's
I can-
hilarious when friends.
I can
are
bust
over.
out all the Russian I
Nas-
learned from Life of Boris videos.
Nice zdrowie.
from Call of
Yeah.
Duty. Well, from Stalker. Cheeky
Yeah.
Bleaky.
Yeah,
Cheeky
and-
breaky.
And the Russian announcer from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, yes. All of the Russian I've learned.
No, it's so bad.
We'll get them next time.
Fish and nails.
Fuck yeah. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the episode, right? Are we all done?
Yeah.
I want to travel immediately, right now. I extend the offer to any of you. Get me a car. I'll travel anywhere now.
All right,
to the
Joodough.
two
I'm
viewers
on my
listening.
way. I'm on my way.
Let me out.
We have to make
yeah.
we have to make the travel podcast too someday because I have so much shit to say.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, we need to do the travel podcast too when we're all traveling together. Like, we'll do it in the hotel.
Oh, yeah, dog.
Yeah, dude.
What water park vlogs coming
Yeah,
soon?
we'll all go to Afghanistan, the water parks in Afghanistan. And we'll vlog from there.
Oh shit, that's why your avatar has an AR-15. I got you.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Thanks
Oh,
thanks
to
for
the two
coming by.
viewers watching, go make plans with your friends to fucking travel around the world to space to Mars right now.
Or even down the street.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Fuck.
you wanna make some plans to travel down the streets?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I'll come through in a bit.
You know, if Forrest Gump can do it, so can you.
Absolutely.
Fucking-
Doshaburi demo kama wana ito.
Yeah, dog. And we can
Also,
sing
mind
anime
your diet.
openings.
You don't want to get diarrhea on your trip.
Yeah, be
it
very
sucks.
Yeah,
I shat in a bush.
Okay.
It was in a bush. Okay.
Yeah. Don't get diarrhea. Shit in a bush.
Life tip.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Thanks for
Auf
coming to
Wiedersehen.
Mars.